So this is how I keep all my power management and all my power systems charged when I'm dispersed camping. What you see in here is the Bluetti solar swap, or the fridge. It's a single zone, so I don't have a freezer in there. I usually carry a dual zone, and that way I can keep my food and perishables a lot longer. But this is a single zone, and the reason why I went with the Bluetti for the single zone is because this battery right here is the Bluetti solar swap batteries, and that thing goes into the fridge, and you can, it runs the fridge for about 4 days off one battery. So that's what one of the reason is. The only drawback is it is a single zone. Let's check out another Bluetti user, and we're going to talk with Black Truck Adventures, and he's going to show us his Bluetti setup. In fact, he not only has one, not two, but 3 Bluetti power stations in Black Truck. All right, well, good morning, Mr. Irwin.
Yes, sir.
So what Bluetti products or power stations you got in your vehicle?
Well, right now I carry a AC70 specifically to run the Starlink.
Okay.
And it's pretty much dedicated to Starlink because I can take the Starlink and set it pretty much wherever. Take the AC70 with it, move the panels around with it, so if I have to put it way away from the truck, I don't have to run cables everywhere.
Right.
And the AC70 is real small, packs down small, charges real fast. So I've got a 200 watt panel that I can keep this guy pretty much charged pretty full, unless I run like a tea maker or something that pulls like 700 watts.
Right, so that power station is dedicated for your electronics.
Right.
Pretty much your
charge
bike.
Phones on that. I've got a second AC70 that we can keep by the truck, and if I run one down, I can keep one charging and swap them out. And
well, I noticed the electric bike was being charged on there.
Yeah, the electric bike, our phones, our GoPro batteries.
The Mini ran constantly.
The Mini's been on constantly the whole time we've been here.
So this power station is dedicated just for pretty much as an augment for smaller pieces of equipment, and because it's lighter and it's easy to transport, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I've got an AC180. Let's see if we can find it in here. It's buried back here.
Well, you don't have to take it out, and you can just...
It's over here, and it's running our fridge. And we've got an issue with our battery monitor for our red arc.
Right.
So we just kind of did a change of plans, and this whole trip we're powering the whole truck off the Bluettis.
Okay.
So the AC180 is dedicated to running our fridge, and we've got the 2 AC70s. The one that typically goes with us for the Starlink, and then we've got a backup that we use for making ice, making tea, charging various stuff.
So that AC180 pretty much is dedicated for the auxiliary stuff like fridges and all that. Your main thing, the big stuff.
We're using the AC180 this trip to basically replace our 320 amp hour lithium battery that we're not able to monitor.
Okay.
We've got power from it, but I don't want to trust my fridge with it. I can trust lights and stuff that's comfort items, but my fridge, I got to know how much power I've got.
Right, and that's one of the important things. Food is a big thing at camp, for your fridge. If that goes down, I mean, you got to go back to ice, and you know how.
And the great thing about the AC180, I've got AC and I've got DC. I've got AC input and DC input on my Dometic fridge, so I can run either one depending on which cabling option is best for me.
And then you said you got one more. Is it in here or?
Yeah, it's another AC. It's a spare AC70.
Okay.
It's right here. I've just got it sitting under the ladder.
All right, so this is your third power station. So not only one, not only two, but 3. So this is the AC70, and it's a 700 pretty much watt hour power station, and it's light, and it's 1,000 watts. So it's like another additional supplemental to all your stuff, right?
1,000 watt inverter.
Yeah.
So, and I've been very happy with the performance on these guys. And the chart with the 200-watt panels, as long as I keep them pointed toward the sun, they charge up real quick.
Yeah.
And most of the time before the sun goes down, I've got them charged 100%.
No.
And if I would charge them and do my heavy power usage during the day, I could have them 100% before the sun goes down.
Now, what made you go with Bluetti? I mean, what made you, a Bluetti? Because your truck has so much, electronics and stuff like that. What made you decide to Bluetti was the power station for your travels?
Well, I really like their performance, and it's a light package. They've got a lot of different options. If we need big power, like powering the fridge and running that 24/7, the AC-180 works great for us. And we did get a lot of information from the Semper Gumby channel, and we're able to see the Bluettis in action and see how well they perform before we made that purchase. And Ben was able to tell us all the ups and downs about the Bluetti and even advise us on the AC. That's what led me to the AC-70 to have as my move around power for the Starlink and our auxiliary charging batteries and whatnot.
So if you had a
super light package,
yeah,
and it's square, it packs
up
good.
nicely, right? So if you had to buy another power station, would you invest and buy another Bluetti power station?
If I was in the market for power stations, I'd definitely stick with Bluetti.
Yeah.
The performance is great. I'm even looking at some of the bigger power stations for some auxiliary backup power for the house for emergency situations.
Well, we thank you for supporting the Bluetti family, and we welcome you to the Bluetti family. Not only one, not only two, but 3 times. And
I'm happy to be a proud member of the Bluetti family.
All right. Well, also, thank you again, and enjoy your Bluettis.
Thank you.
So I'm walking around checking out people's power stations, and one of the other content creators, Family Man Camping Adventures, he also runs a Bluetti AC-180. So let's go check it out.
Yeah, so I've got the Bluetti AC-180. I've had this for probably about 6 to 8 months. This is our primary station for all of our camping adventures. I've got a 120 watt Bluetti solar panel that I use to charge that, and I also have the DC to DC charger for when we're on the road. I can charge this as well, but we run our freezer on it, or refrigerator. We power all of our camera equipment with it, and this is just a great tool to have. We can set our phone on top to charge our phone, and this is just, by far the best power station, best investment that I've made in a power supply pack. So I really enjoy it, and partly for getting this, I've noticed, I see what Ben carries and how great he talks about Bluetti, so I decided to give it a shot, and I was not disappointed at all.
Okay, awesome. And as you can see, he's got it mounted on here.
And then I've got the DC to DC down there. It's kind of all over the place right now. It's not set up yet, but it's right there.
So right under here is the DC to DC charger 1. It basically hooks up to your alternator, and you can use that to actually charge up your power station while you're on the go using the DC PV inputs, and yeah, it tops it up pretty fast. I believe probably about 400.
Yeah, all the way up to almost
500 watts. So, but you can adjust that depending on your power station. And you want the Bluetti app will let you choose a power station and adjust the wattage for that, or the amps for your alternator. All right, cool. Well, thank you for being a Bluetti fan.
Yeah, big time. I appreciate it, Ben. Thank you.
Okay, so you guys just seen some of the Bluetti content creators, but another big Bluetti fan that I know, and they use Bluetti all the time, just not because they want to power up a fridge or anything like that. They do it because it is a necessity pretty much for their everyday life. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to introduce you guys to Mr. Mark and Josh Hughes, and they'll tell you about their Bluettis. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Ben.
How you doing?
It's a beautiful morning here.
Morning, Josh.
Good morning, Ben.
Okay, well, I'm walking around, and I'm, getting with people that have, or been using or uses Bluetti products, and you guys use a lot of Bluetti stuff too as well, right?
Yeah, we have a lot. We've had it for 4 years love them.
Okay, and one of the big reasons you guys use the Bluettis to power stuff up is because your wheelchair, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, a couple of things. If you look in the back here, there's a little wheel that goes under my chair. You can just remove it, and it's called a Smart Drive. But you know, this is a big expo, and you have to push around a lot. And so I can turn that on and drive around and use it. The other thing we'll use too is this device here. It's by Rio Mobility. And Rio Mobility makes a great product that hooks to a normal wheelchair. And then all weekend, we've been just using the little 3BA
Yep.
Bluetti, and then solar power only. And we've been able to keep these charged up, and we've been using it for miles and miles.
Okay, so you know this power station is great for small electronics or charging, and this right here is a Bluetti EV3A. It's a 260 watt hour, 600 watt power station with wireless charging, and it's very light. So you can pick it up, throw it in your van,
Exactly.
take it out one hand, you know, and you can put it basically on your lap and move it around also, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kept both these running for 3 straight days. We've been using hours and hours on these. And then they have the bigger batteries, Bluettis, that run the van and the
Okay,
fridges.
and we'll check that out if you guys don't mind showing that.
Sure.
But you know, you guys charge everything using this is the 200 watt solar power panel, right?
Correct.
Okay.
On the Bronco, and it's
Okay.
charging. Lay it flat on the roof. I wired up a little input right here. So it'll actually charge my trunk batteries, which has been running the fridge.
And he made that. He did this modification last year,
Yep.
and showed us which is a really cool modification. So
Yeah, nice clean way to get some solar. Then on the van, we don't have any external put. We're probably going to do mounted panels at some point. But we just have the Bluettis up there, and same thing plugged into a little rack into it in the SAE input.
Yeah.
And same thing, that's been keeping the big AC
Right.
200 Max going all weekend.
and then that'll power to the solar power panels and
Yep.
charges directly in.
Yeah, we haven't dipped below like 85%.
Okay.
Cooking with induction too. So.
Yeah. So what power station do you have in the van?
The AC 200 Max.
Okay. And how you guys been liking that?
Love it, and then why we ride the van to run off everything off of that. So
Yeah.
30 amp out, which is kind of cool, which is a nice feature that they all don't have, but that way it powers the van. Solar into it, and then when the engine's charging, we dual charge it with a inverter,
Right.
1,000 watt inverter, and also with DC power, and we boosted that up to 48 volts. So we're actually charging that Bluetti about close to 1,200 watts an hour.
That's screaming.
It can take a bunch of input, so as long as you know your specs, you can kind of modify
Right.
your charging.
And the thing with now with the Bluetti with the DC to DC charger that they just came
Yep,
out.
we have that installed.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. And what it does is you can adjust or select your power station to adjust the alternator voltage, so you don't get all.
It's perfect for him because he has 2 different Bluettis, so he can dial it up or down depending on which he needs to charge.
Right.
Whereas this is a dedicated system, so that's why we have.
Yeah,
it
you
kinda
can scream. You
aftermarket.
can scream it high. Yeah.
But yeah, it's they're good stuff, man. We've like I said, been running fridges and the electric wheelchairs and all our little gadgets all weekend and haven't dipped below probably half of the battery usage.
Okay. Well, I am glad that you guys got good power management system for you guys. Not only your dad's wheelchair, but for everything in the van to supplement, and also in your Bronco. So, thanks for being a Bluetti family.
Thanks, man.